In the 10th year, in the 12th month, in the first day of the month, the word of the Lord was made to me, and he said, Thou son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and thou shalt prophesy of him and of all Egypt. Speak thou, and thou shalt say, The Lord God saith these things. Lo, I to thee, thou Pharaoh, king of Egypt, thou great dragon, that liest in the midst of thy floods, and sayest, The flood is mine, and I made it for myself. And I shall set a bridle in thy cheeks, and I shall glue the fishes of thy floods to thy scales, and I shall draw thee out of the midst of thy floods, and all thy fishes shall cleave to thy scales. And I shall cast thee forth in the desert, and all the fishes of thy flood on the face of the earth. Thou shalt fall down, thou shalt not be gathered up, neither shalt be gathered together to thy people, to the beast of earth, and to the volatiles of the air. I gave thee to be devoured, and the dwellers of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord. For that thou wert a staff of a reed to the house of Israel, when they took hold of thee with their hands, and thou wert broken, rentest each shoulder of them. When they rested on thee, thou wert made less, and thou hast loosed, either discomforted, all the reins of them. Therefore the Lord God saith these things. Lo, I shall bring a sword on thee, and I shall slay of thee man and beast. And the land of Egypt shall be in the desert, and in the wilderness, and they shall know that I am the Lord. For that thou saidest, The flood is mine, and I made it. Therefore, lo, I to thee and to thy floods, and I shall give in the wilderness the land of Egypt, destroyed by sword, from the tower of Syene till to the terms of Ethiopia. The foot of man shall not pass by it, neither the foot of beast shall go in it, and it shall not be inhabited in 40 years. And I shall give the land of Egypt forsaken, in the midst of lands forsaken, and the cities thereof in the midst of a city destroyed. And those shall be desolate for 40 years, and I shall scatter Egyptians into nations, and I shall winnow them into lands. For the Lord God saith these things. After the end of 40 years, I shall gather together Egypt from peoples, among which they were scattered, and I shall bring again the captivity of Egypt, and I shall set them again in the land of Pathros, in the land of their birth, and they shall be there into a meek realm, and among other realms it shall be most low, and it shall no more be raised over nations, and I shall make them less, that they reign not on heathen men, and they shall no more be to the house of Israel in trust, teaching them wickedness, that they flee and follow them, and they shall know that I am the Lord God. And it was done in the 7 and 20th year, in the first month, in the first day of the month, the word of the Lord was made to me, and he said, Thou son of man, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, made his host to serve by great service against Tyre. Each head was made bald, and each shoulder was made bare of hair. And mead was not yielded of Tyre to him, neither to his host, for the service by which he served to me against it. Therefore the Lord God saith these things. Lo, I shall give Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, in the land of Egypt, and he shall take the multitude thereof in the land of Egypt, and he shall take the multitude thereof, and he shall take and prey the clothes thereof, and he shall ravish the spoils thereof, and mead shall be to his host, and to the work for which he served to me against it. And I gave the land of Egypt to him, for that he travailed to me, saith the Lord God. And that day an horn of the house of Israel shall come forth, and I shall give to thee an open mouth in the midst of them, and they shall know that I am the Lord.